I, 38, still unmarried, no kids. Don't ask me how much the bride price is right now. Even if I pay for it, I might consider it. I went on a blind date a while ago, but as soon as men heard I was 38, they walked away without a thought. They don't even care if I have a car or a home. Those things aren't important to them. So it's really difficult, and I really want to get married. I think some women born in the 1990s have truly come to their senses. This is the first time I've met a woman like this. Let me tell you what she wants. She's a 34-year-old born in the 1990s. She said, I don't want a car, a condo, a betrothal gift, or the 3 or 5 gold jewelry, or even a wedding banquet. This woman offered to pay a $7,000 betrothal gift if a man wanted her. She said it was not necessary that he would be tall and handsome, just someone with no prestige but a decent job, who loved and understood her. Do you think this is acceptable to an older woman born in the 1990s? Currently, there are over 200 million single people in China. The majority of single men live in rural areas, primarily due to limited financial resources and the inability to afford betrothal gifts and other marriage-related expenses. Single women, on the other hand, are concentrated in cities. They are typically highly educated, attractive, and have high incomes, the typical 3 highs demographic. Due to the social class divide, these single men and women seem to live in parallel worlds, with little room for interaction. Unable to find a partner, some women begin to doubt themselves and gradually fall into anxiety. Fans, if even a guy like that situation doesn't accept me, do you still have a chance of getting married? I, 34, still unmarried, no kids. Don't ask me how much the bride price is. Even if I pay it myself, no one would want me. A few days ago, a colleague introduced me to a 42-year-old man. When he heard I was 34, he rejected me without meeting me. When I'm looking for a partner, I don't care whether a guy has a house, a car, a degree, or how much he makes. As long as he's over 1.75 meters tall and self-motivated, that's fine. Oh my god, how competitive are leftover women these days. Everyone in their 30s is willing to pay a bride price. So, what is a woman like me, born in 1981, supposed to do? At 44, is it time to accept my fate? I guess even if I pay the bride price, I won't be able to find anyone. Xiamen's leftover women are desperate and starting to offer houses. You know what? I'm not making this up. Recently, many women from Xiamen signed up for blind dates. Many have explicitly stated they don't want betrothal gifts or houses. They prepared everything themselves. There are even more outrageous cases, saying that as long as the man is willing to marry her, he doesn't have to do anything, and she even gave him a house in Xiamen. I am wondering what is going on and why they exploded. I have observed that these women are generally older, around 35 years old, and have relatively high education levels. These relatively outstanding women do face a disadvantage in the dating market in Xiamen. Although they have the money and the abilities, men say, let's not meet as soon as they hear their age. The blogger gave an example of a 30-year-old female PhD who approached a matchmaker and told her that she had a 130 square meter condo in Xiamen. Still, the man rejected her. The man said he'd rather live in a smaller home and find a young, pretty woman. The female PhD was upset and asked the matchmaker, is it really true that older women can't find a partner? Nearly half of the women in Shenzhen may be unable to find a partner and may end up alone. Why is this? Because men who can't afford to buy a condo in Shenzhen after working hard for a few years and feeling they can't make it, return to their hometowns. But what about women? Even if they earn $1,000 a month and share an apartment with a close friend, they can still find a relatively stable place to live in Shenzhen, figuring someone will buy them a home after they get married. As a result, fewer and fewer men remain, while more and more women remain. In this situation, if you want to find a good partner, you'll really have to fight for it. But some women will say, you're talking nonsense, there are clearly 30 million fewer women than men in China. I can't get married anytime I want. But where are these 30 million men? These 30 million bachelors are in the mountainous areas. Would you be willing to go there? Shenzhen's dating market has completely devolved into a situation where girls chase boys. Can you believe it? The male-to-female ratio has plummeted to 9-to-1, meaning 9 girls are chasing after 1 boy. Even if a guy is in his 30s and has been married before, as long as he's reliable, has a stable job, and wants a stable life, He'll be in high demand in a matter of seconds. But what about girls? Once they're over 30, virtually no one approaches them. This reality is truly heartbreaking. I'm surrounded by a lot of single young women, and they're all asking me how to find a boyfriend. Shenzhen is a hub for women seeking a partner. If an unmarried woman goes to a dating event, the proportion of men is extremely small. There are a lot of pretty women, and quite a few are both wealthy and pretty. Men, kinda decent, are either already married or, like those at major companies like Tencent and Huawei, have already solved the marriage issues internally. The blogger said that if a man earns a million RMB a year, owns a condo and a car, and goes to a dating event, he could be approached by hundreds of women. The competition is fierce, so finding a husband is incredibly difficult for women in Shenzhen. A 36-year-old man from Shenzhen surprisingly rejected a 32-year-old unmarried woman. The man told me he owns 2 properties in Shenzhen. I asked him why he rejected such a pretty woman. He gave 3 reasons. First, at 32, she's a relatively high risk for fertility. Second, she only has a college degree, which is embarrassing to show to his friends. While she's certainly pretty, when I got to talk to her, I realized she's quite unsophisticated. Third, she's probably living paycheck to paycheck, having spent a lot of money on luxury goods. This shows she's not a woman who can live a comfortable life. I'm looking for a woman who can massage a comfortable life. I'll teach you how to find an IT partner in Shenzhen. After 10:30 p.m., go to Nanshan Science Park, the Chinese Academy of Sciences, Shenzhen University, and other places full of programmers. If you see someone you like, just ask for their contact information. You'll definitely find one. Although IT men earn a lot, they also face a lot of pressure. 10:30 p.m. is their peak off-work time. They need companionship and relaxation too. If you've just met someone, you can go for a walk around Talent Park or Huhai. This blogger said that going to the dating corner in Shenzhen's Lianhui Shan Park can sometimes be very awkward. She recently heard about a female PhD candidate who was rejected by a male master's degree candidate. The female PhD candidate is 36 years old and from Hunan. She works at a large internet company and owns her own condo and car. She's interested in a 36-year-old male master's degree candidate who works for a state-owned enterprise. The guy directly asked her, if we get married, who will provide the wedding house? The female doctor was completely stunned by this question. She said, oh, isn't that the man's job? How did the guy respond? He said, what does your success have to do with me? You have a condo and a car and you're well off, yet in the end, I still have to buy a condo as a betrothal gift. The female doctor became even angrier when she heard this. She told the guy, I chose you because you're a good match. We can leverage our resources together. Don't be ungrateful. The man then said, I'm pretty busy with work and I want a woman who can take care of the family and help me manage it. So I don't really care about your education or wealth. I just want her to be gentle and family-oriented. The blogger said the man then said, we'll have to have children in the future and you're 35, so it'll be difficult for you to have children. Besides, a strong woman like you certainly wouldn't want to stay home all day. If we're both away from home, what's the point of getting married? I just want a woman who can live a simple life with me. You're very capable, but I really don't need you. The woman then said, you men are so superficial and have no taste, and then left in tears. What are your thoughts after hearing about the female doctor's experience? Feel free to leave a comment in the comments section.
未来的先生，你好。
Hello, future husband. I'm what you call an older leftover woman. If you're okay with this, I don't want a dowry. I already have a car and condo, but you have to agree to a few conditions. First, no flirting. Second, no staying out all night. Third, no heavy drinking. Take care of your body. Fourth, respect both sets of parents. Can you do this?
你能做到吗？
Another older woman from Chengdu regrets. Yesterday, a woman born in 1989 came to our place. After registering, she shared a lot of her innermost thoughts with me. She said that when she was young, friends and family introduced her to many outstanding men. However, her expectations were too perfect at that time. She actually met some decent ones, but they didn't meet all of her standards, so she passed them up. She slowly aged, and now the pool of blind dates is really not as good as it used to be. Those outstanding men are already married, and she's still single, which she truly regrets. She said she'd like to meet anyone with similar qualities, and even divorced men with children are fine. She just wants to get married as soon as possible so her parents don't have to worry about her anymore. The blogger said this woman desperately wants a child, but she's worried about whether she'll still be able to have children. She's been taking body care products in the hope of improving her health and fertility. The blogger believes that for both men and women, finding a suitable partner becomes increasingly difficult once one has missed the ideal marriage age. Unless you've already decided not to get married, you should still seize the opportunity while you're still young. My dad said he'd give me a $28,000 dowry to anyone who dared to marry me. I've been drifting in Beijing for 10 years and haven't saved any money, bought a condo, or even found a partner. Yesterday, I went home and had a few drinks with my dad and talked about this. I asked him, how much do I ask for in betrothal gifts? My dad said he'd pay $28,000 to anyone who dared to marry me. My dad also said, at your age, forget asking for a betrothal gift. Even if you can get married for $28,000, you'd be lucky. You don't have a Beijing household registration or a condo, and you're no longer young. Besides your good looks, you're completely useless in the Beijing marriage market. The blogger said her father planned to prepare a $28,000 dowry for her. While it might sound unpleasant, upon closer inspection, she could sense his deep love. He didn't think his daughter was cheap. The dowry was a testament to his deep love. The blogger noted that there were significantly more single women in Shenzhen than men, while there were fewer men and some were overly particular. Men in Shenzhen would really like to have an afternoon tea with you because they think treating you to a meal is a bit of a waste of money. When it comes to weighing pros and cons and calculating personal gains and losses, men are truly more fussy than women. When I was in school, I remember dating, and the process always involved at least treating you to a meal, giving you a gift, writing love letters, and sending flowers. Now, that process doesn't exist in Shenzhen. They just want to take you out for drinks, take you home, or even visit your home. It really is that way, and I'm not kidding. This blogger is 36 years old, unmarried and childless. She said she's officially seeking a partner today, and she has 3 requirements for a partner. My requirements for a future husband are that even if you don't have a car or a condo, as long as you're self-motivated and hardworking, you'll be fine. Just agree to 3 conditions. First, I don't care what you do outside before we get married, but after we get married, you must settle down and live a down-to-earth life with me. Second, I can't give up my job after having children, because I also have my own career. Third, we must share the housework. The best marriage is that both of the couple work hard, not simply one where you earn the money and I keep looking pretty. Yesterday, I went to a blind date corner in a park and it completely changed my mind. Almost all are women. If my mom knew, she'd be so sleepless. Don't we have 30 million single men in China? Are they all just not looking for wives anymore? Single men, why aren't you looking for wives? We have so many leftover women here who can't find a husband. Many of our women don't ask for bride prices, and some parents even offer money to marry off their daughters. And these ladies will work hard to make a living, so you don't need to support them. Those of you who can't find wives are talking about going to Vietnam, Myanmar, or even Africa to find foreign women. What's your thinking, huh? You spent $28,000 to marry her, and if she's gone, you will be left with nothing. I suggest you really come to our place for a meal. You might just meet your soulmate. I'd like to ask, even for women in their 30s today, how do you find a partner? At our age, there are only 2 types of men we can choose from. One is divorced, the other is worthless. This is so awkward. Everyone in their 20s is working hard, and now that they have enough money, they can choose marriage. But you'll find that all the good men have been picked up, and the ones left are basically worthless. I'm 32 today and still not married, and I probably won't get married because no one would choose someone my age. In a few years, I really won't even be able to give birth to children. I have actually slowly come to terms with this reality, but I just saw a quote that broke my defenses. It said, "If you don't get married and your parents pass away, you'll have no family and be all alone in this world." Do you know the main reason these so-called older leftover women are so confident in remaining single? To put it bluntly, it's because they believe they still have advantages and can be more selective. But let me tell you, once a woman is over 35, none of her advantages are actually advantages. I interact with these older single men every day, and for any man with even a slightly better quality, their primary requirement for a woman is age. I was born in the 1980s and I'm in my 40s, unmarried. In the market, 30 is a watershed, and at 40, I've already messed up by myself. I don't want to avoid the problem anymore, so I'm thick-skinned to seek online for a husband. And just like before, I don't require age, height, or looks, nor do I need romance or talent. If you don't have a car or a condo, you can live in mine and drive mine. As long as you can support the family and have food to eat, that's all I need. Do you think my requirements are excessive? That's all for today. If you enjoy our content, please give us a thumbs up, subscribe, leave a comment, and share it with a friend. We appreciate your support, and we'll see you next time.